Hello friends, welcome back to AU Study Zone. Today we will discuss about the various reforms of Lord Ripon and reforms of Lord Dalhousie. So come let us start the video. First of all, something basic things about Lord Ripon. Lord Ripon was the Viceroy of India who came in 1880 after Lord Lytton first. His full name was George Frederick Samuel Robinson. He was so much liberal and famous among the ordinary people in the comparison of another Governor General or Viceroy who came India before him. When he came in India, the condition of politically, economically and socially was not good due to the policy of Lord Lytton, and also they have faced famine. He was the Viceroy of India from 1880 to 1884. And during this period he did not create any types of differences between the British and Indian, and he fought to save the right of Indian against his own country. He wanted to give the equal right to Indian as like British. He was the real well-wisher of public, and he lost his office before the time due to save the rights of Indians, and he resigns and returned in England in 1884. But during his short terms he did many reforms that we will discuss one by one. First, repeal of Vernacular Press Act. Lord Lytton 1876 to 1880, during his term he banned on the publication of newspaper in various languages. While the newspaper was the sources of knowledge about events, reforms that were happening in India or international level, but according to Lord Lytton, it was the source of increasing revolutionary thought against the British government, and it became directly way to spread that among the people easily. That's why he passed Vernacular Press Act 1878. But Lord Ripon repeal of Vernacular Press Act in 1882, and he gave the permission to publish all types of newspapers without any foundation. Development of local self-government. Lord Ripon is called the father of local self-government in India. He passed this resolution in 1882. British government considered it that Indians will not take interest in local self-government, but Ripon proved that they will do it properly. Also, Ripon had established municipality in city and local self-government in provinces, and at the village level we can look its developed form in the present time and how much it is helpful and working properly. Third, Hunter Commission on Education. To reforms in the field of education, he established Hunter Commission in 1882. Mr. Hunter was the chief of this commission, and on the name of him, this commission called Hunter Commission. It was established for reform and development in the field of education. Before this, Wood's Dispatch 1854 established by Lord Dalhousie. This commission had to report on its. Finally, an university established by this commission in Punjab 1882. Fourth, economical reforms. In this field, he adopted policy of economical decentralization of Lord Mayo and divided all revenue between three parts like imperial, provincial and divided. Imperial revenue collected by center, provincial by state and divided by both, means center and state both collect the revenue of divided. Its term was for 5 years, but it was always changed. He had also given free trade policy. And fifth, civil service recruitment. He had changed the age of appearance in the civil service age 22 year. Before it was 18 year, and Indians had to go in England to appear in it. So he made their way easy to change in age gap. Sixth, Factory Act. First Factory Act 1881 passed at the tenure of Lord Ripon. According to this act, the work hours of 7 to 14 years children had been decided 9 hours, and also made boundary around the dangerous machine. Officers had appointed to carry in force of this act. Seventh, Census. In 1872 AD, the first census was done in India under the rule of Lord Mayo. The first official census in India was done in 1881 AD under Lord Ripon. It was called the first synchronized census. Ripon wanted to apply his reforms on every citizen by the scientific idea. India was the first country to adopt it. Eighth, Ilbert Bill controversy. In 1883, Lord Ripon passed this bill, and the purpose of this bill was to end all judicial activities based on casteism and give to both European judges and Indian judges equal judicial power. It was introduced by Ilbert, the chief of this bill. That's why it's called Ilbert Bill. According to this, Indian judges could get power to hearing the cases of European criminals, but it had not passed due to protest of European. They were not accepting this, that black people will deal their cases. Also, they think incapable to the Indians. Due to this bill, he had to resign and returned to London in 1884. This bill passed this with many changes in 1884. According to this, if the Indian judges will hear the cases of European, then they will have to follow the jury system. And at last, Lord Ripon had done many reforms and tried to improve the condition of Indians. He had tried to give equal power and protection to the Indians as like Europeans, and awarded them to their rights. He was the first viceroy British governor who was liberal, and that's why he make a special place in the heart of Indians. Due to him, Indians established Indian National Congress in 1885. So it was the all reforms and conclusion of Lord Ripon. And now we will discuss the reforms of Lord Dalhousie. Little about Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie has started new chapter in history of British India. He worked 1848 to 1856 as Governor General of India. He was belonged the noble family of Scotland. He was done many reforms like administrative reforms. First, in this field, he followed the policy of centralization and made stable the status of Governor General. In regard to this, he did following work. First, appointment of Lieutenant Governor in Bengal. Before this, the Governor of India was the responsible for the administration of Bengal, but now the empire of British East India Company had expanded in larger area, and the workload was more, and alone Governor General of India was unable to do the whole work. That's why he appointed of Lieutenant Governor for Bengal, and he was only supervisor of the work of Lieutenant General. And second, adoption of non-regulation system. According to administrative reforms, we are learning these topics. Adoption of non-regulation system. To look properly the newly conquered territories administration, he appointed non-regulation system in these territories, in which Awadh, Punjab, Burma and MP were included. Chief Commissioner were responsible for administration of here, and the Chief Commissionary were responsible towards Governor General and its council. They had got legal, judicial and military and non-military powers. Third, establishment of different departments for different tasks. He divided the various work of central government and assigned to different departments. Also, he divided the provinces in different departments. Like this, the work was happening properly now earlier than. He made Simla his summer capital. And second, we will learn military reforms. Those things that we had learned before, that all were according to administrative reforms. And now military reforms. Related to this field, he followed the policy of dividation and reduced their number, cause the Indians will not unite, and he could control a revolution. First, he transferred the military from Bengal to western area, and second, transferred the military office from Kolkata to Meerut. Third, railway. First of all the railways started during the tenure of Lord Dalhousie in 1853 between the Bombay to Thane 23-mile railway line led. He led railway to keep three major purposes. First, to early transformation of army one place to another place. Second, to successfully rule the vast Indian Empire. And third, to give the contract of lead railway to British contractor, causes to growth their economic power. And fourth, post and telegraph. He established modern post and telegraph office in India's big metro. The fees of telegraph depended on distance. In his tenure, also post line laid with the help of post system. Peshawar, Bombay and Kolkata connected to each other. These reforms helped too much during the revolution of 1857. Fifth, public workers, establishment of public work office. Due to this department, many things made like canals, roads and bridge. Also national highway that went Kolkata to Peshawar made in the tenure of Lord Dalhousie. Sixth, commercial reforms. To fulfill the selfishness of Britishers, he followed the policy of free trade, and according to this policy, all foundation ended upon the trade of Britishers, and the ended also chungi tax that's taken on seaport, and likewise the Indians' home industry quadrupled. Last, educational reforms. In 1854, he got the letter of Sir Charles Woods, who was the chairman of the Board of Control. This letter is famous as the name of Wood's Dispatch in history, in which many instructions had given to establish colleges and university and all the educational system based on form of London University, where only a student appear in the examination and did not study there. Also by the instructions of Wood Dispatch, University established in Madras, Kolkata and Bombay. And at last we conclude about the Lord Dalhousie reforms. By all reforms that is described in the information of Lord Dalhousie 1848 to 1856, like in the field of education, administration, railway, public work, military, commercial, all are proved so much helpful to establish the new modern India. That's why Lord Dalhousie is called the framer of modern India. But except of these things, he did many another work like doctrine of lapse that make the negative effect upon Indians, and they forgetted all his reforms. But he had done great work. Causes, every coin have two sides. Okay, thank you so much. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Thank you.